Yo, what's up? Today we are talking about new boots that I just got. And I got them from the brand, and if you've never heard of them, they're Pantofola d'Oro. And they are a calcio brand from Italy. Now, if you've never been to Italy or you don't speak any Italian, calcio is the same as football or soccer here in the States. And they literally translate that means in Italian, it means slippers of gold. And I'm going to just let you know right now, 100% is a very fitting name. The boots that I got from them did not disappoint at all. I went for the lowest priced boot that they had, or at least that I saw that were firm ground boots, because I would never buy, again, I used to buy when I was little, or my parents used to buy for me, low end Nikes, Pumas, you name it, right? The cheapest ones possible, especially when I was really little and it wasn't that serious. So now I would never buy the low end boots at all, just because of quality. This brand specifically uses leather. And so the lowest price boots that I found were 100% leather. So I was like, okay, we got to go with these. Introducing Pantofolas del Duca. This is 100% hand-stitched calf leather. It is very simple. There's a very simple stud pattern of normal 12 conical studs. So no blades on this. And it's just all black and it's clean. I like it. I like simple. Nowadays, boot colorways are crazy, and I just find myself liking more simplistic, all one color boots versus an art gallery show on my feet. But there's sometimes I do feel like that. So it varies from game to game. If you have the luxury to have multiple boots, why not, right? I will say I do like the all gold lettering and the all gold stars on the back. So there are 3 stars on the back, and then there is the lettering, and it reads Super Leggera Star Art Match, then the 3 stars, then you have Pantofola d'Oro, and then a number on there, and then made in Italy. So very clean. You got the 3 stars again on the bottom of the sole plate, underneath your studs, so kind of stitched in. Overall, I played 3 games in them in a span of 3 days. So I had a match on Saturday, a match on Sunday, and then a match on Monday. All of them being 90 minutes. All right. So warm up. So I spent a good amount of time in the boots kind of right away. First game I played on firm ground, natural grass. That's what the boots are intended for. They were amazing. Second game and third game I played on 3G. So in Los Angeles, there is a ton of turf, and you're going to play on like lava rock and all this other stuff. So the 3G turf is kind of going to be what you're going to play on most of the time, and they performed well. But I want you to think about this. Like, they are leather. So with them being leather, do this, please. Measure your foot in centimeters. So for example, I wear 27 centimeter, right? So that's what my foot length is, but I am not going to buy 27 centimeters because it is going to stretch. It's going to stretch not only lengthwise, because you are going to have a sock and you're going to be moving around in the boot, and that's going to cause it to stretch. But you're also going to, like, when you lace it, is going to stretch the boot as well. And it's not going to just stretch it on the sides. It's going to stretch it in all angles, because everything's connected to everything. That you can go down half a size or a full size. And what that looks like is, so for these, I went down 2 centimeters and I got a 42 versus getting a 42.5. So a 42 is equal to a 9 US. I went and got the 9 US, right? I could have gone lower and gotten the 8.5 and gone 0.6 centimeters smaller, but I just felt like that was too much of a stretch. And it, really depends how tight you want your cleats. But if you get your size exactly, and with it being 100% leather upper, you are going to have stretch, and especially with all your sweat and moving around, then all of a sudden the boots are going to feel flappy, and then you're not going to have this nice, even, clean touch. That is it for as far as sizing goes. But maintenance is another thing that I want you to think about. You're going to have to make sure that after the game or after you train, you take them out of your bag. Don't leave them in your bag. It's leather, right? It used to be an animal skin. So it is going to just sit there and get smelly and moldy. Yeah, I'm going too far into that. Next thing, unlace them. So when you lace your boots, you are stretching the leather. Unlace them. Let them breathe, let them relax. The other thing is get yourself some leather honey or anything to just rehydrate your leather. Like it used to be skin, right? You have skin. You don't just let your skin dry out, right? You have to hydrate it. Same thing. Hydrate your boots. Now, I mentioned earlier, I didn't want to break the bank to get these and I wanted to get low end. And you know what? I didn't break the bank. It was $122 retail price US. And you know, when you log onto the website, it asks you to give your email address to subscribe to their email list, and you can get 10% off that. So that is not bad at all, right? 10% of that is $12.20. So, you know, you can get $12.20 off of this order, and that is a very competitive price for getting 100% leather boots. Yeah. And good quality. So, you know, there you go there. You don't have to break the bank to be able to get good boots. You just are not getting the top of the line from a very, 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 very well-known brand here in the States or around the world. Now, getting back to the upper, it is so soft. Like I cannot stress that enough. I love the even clean touch I got, the feedback off the first touch from the ball when striking the ball. It's just a good experience to feel. Now, like if you tie that in with the price point, like you are getting a very good deal. There are some downsides if you're like, I want the lightest boot, because they are not the lightest. Like you take the insole out, and I put new insoles in, so I wanted to give it a fair weight, right? And so it was 9.2 ounces, which is, to be honest, that's on the heavier side of modern day boots. And the only thing that I don't really mind having a heavier boot, I don't feel like it slows me down. You know, going from 9.2 to 8 point something, like an extra ounce on each, or yeah, even an extra whole ounce of weight on one foot, I don't feel like is going to slow me down. Like there's going to be way other factors, like somebody pulling me or fatigue. Like that's going to be way bigger than an ounce. Side note, I think they know that, like when they put this boot together, they were like, this is going to be the classic look. It's going to be an amazing classic look. Who cares if it's not the lightest? And fair to it. But again, because it is leather, it's not all sunshine in this review. And especially when there is no sunshine and it's raining or the pitch is very wet, it's going to hold on to water. It's going to soak it up. It's going to feel floppy and soggy. I haven't had the ability to play in or on a wet condition or soggy pitch, right? And so I haven't had to deal with any of that waterlogging feeling, but I've played in enough boots to know that, yeah, there is going to be water logging when you play. And so they're not going to be my go-to for wet conditions, but nighttime games, daytime, sunny, I'm playing in them. No issues. The other negative I noticed when I was in the second game, so when I was on the firm ground, I just noticed slippage in the insole. So let me show you what I mean. So insole here. So imagine this is not the actual insole. This is the replacement insole that I got, but imagine the insole is sliding back in the boot. So it's coming up your heel. It did it slightly. And when it did that, it left a little bit of room between the plate and the insole. So there was a little bit of rubbing on one of my toes. Got a blood blister, but it wasn't all that bad. It wasn't like my feet were aching and sore and hurting. Just a little friction, got a little blood blister. To put it in context, 20 years ago, when I got some vapors for the first time, they ripped up my heel like no other. For those of you that have been playing soccer that long, you know what I'm talking about. And now there's like this thick skin on the back of my heel where my Achilles starts. That is because of vapors. But this was not the case. I just switched the insole and I was able to play the next day. So not that bad. Now, overall, rating wise, I'm going to rate the Del Ducas based on a few categories. And 1 is affordability, 2, comfort, 3, performance, 4, durability. Affordability, great affordability, especially they give you 10% off right away if you're brand new to the site. I give it a 4.8 out of 5. Then comfort, I give it a 3.8 out of 5. It did go down a little bit because of the slipping of the insole, but very comfortable boots, especially because of affordability as well, right? Like a little bit of extra money in the bank, you get an insole for way less than you get any other boot. Now, performance, there was no slipping side to side whenever I changed direction. So all of that was good, but tying in with the insole kind of slipping a little bit, that led some movement inside the boot. Performance out the box, 3.7 out of 5. Now, durability on a good side as well, 3.8. I didn't notice any, with usually 3G can tear up boots kind of quickly, especially leather. Didn't notice any stitching coming undone, nothing like that. Obviously, the sole plate is going to get trashed a little bit, scuff marks and things like that because, you have plastic on basically plastic. 3.8 for durability as well. I even think I took a couple stomps, and because the leather is thick, did pretty well. So overall, if you do a little bit of math, the overall score was a 4.02 out of 5. So very solid boot. I definitely recommend, even though it's not a flashy boot with the brightest colors and the coolest artwork, your money goes a long way, and it is a solid boot to have in you building your kit, your boot repertoire. So there was an interesting thing though, and I did get this idea because the tongue did come up just a little bit further than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be even, but it does come up a little bit further. So I have 2 ways of lacing these, and I'm curious which way you would prefer if you had these. Quick question, how would you lace them? A, the normal lace-up way, so you leave the tongue normal, and then from there, you are going to tighten it all the way up, and then go over once, and then around under, and then from there, tie it on the outside of the boot line, so that way your instep strike has a nice, clean, even surface. Or would you bring the tongue under the top 2 eyelets of the boot, so like the little holes where you put the laces, bring them under that, flap it over almost like an old pair of copas, or the fold over tongue with the Predators, even though the Predators have a little bit longer tongue, but like an old pair of copas, fold it over and tie it down that way. So just curious, leave your comment in the comment sections below, or leave your answer in the comment section below, and I'd love to hear how you would suggest to lace it, or you would lace it yourself if you had these. But thank you for watching, and see you next time.